Okay, so I think her venture is extremely different, and it's something that's niche, at least in India, right? So something that's so niche. One thing is, how were you so confident? What were the factors that made you bet on your idea? That is the first part of my question. And the second is, again, since it's niche, how do you determine the pricing? Because there are no real benchmarks that you have to compare against, right? So if you could help us with these two questions.
So, honestly, when I was developing this idea, I was back in Italy, and every day I used to walk to my office, same story, same complaints, cribbing around, and then I was like, you know what, this has to be a problem solver. Let's make women happy. Why just be any random designer? And then I decided to move back to India, made a few samples, made a collection, went to a few industry experts, as they were also my mentors. एंड टू माई सरप्राइज दे ऑल सेड अरे अरे तुम पागल हो, इसमें नंबर कहाँ से आएंगे, पैसा कैसे कमाओगी, अच्छा ठीक है इसके साथ साथ एक फास्ट फैशन ब्रांड चालू कर लो. एंड आई वाज लाइक नो, आई वांट टू गो एंटी फास्ट फैशन. And they till date tell me, you need to be mad to do this. They saw me on Shark Tank and they still said, you are crazy that you're still doing this. But somewhere down the line, I was like, it is okay, because I know for a fact that I'm not just making women happy, but I'm also contributing towards making planet a better place. I'm just trying to, like, I'm not telling that, okay, I want to be a millionaire. It's fine. All that I am dreaming of is that if every woman on this planet owns one twee garment, we can probably save one entire beach from becoming a landfill. Why not? I mean, guys, like that one little contribution can change something in the planet. So why not? So that is all that I vision about, and I am very stubborn-headed about it. I've gone against people around me. I've gone. Even when I was trolled about it on Shark Tank, I was like, it's fine. Raichand bahut hai bolne wale. If you're believing in yourself, it doesn't matter. And like you rightly said, for the pricing, I love that question, because people who've seen me on Shark Tank here, I'm sure आप लोग भी बोलेंगे, अरे ये अपनी ड्रेस 15,000 की बेचती है. I think I've been listening to that every day since the time I've got aired on TV. And guys, आप मेरे को एक बात बताइए, if I get you a dress which is costing say $5,000, but it gets you 4 different looks, and you save space, and you can travel light, and you don't have to carry a change, is it not worth the price? Of course it is, right? It's easy to say कि अरे उसके बदले मैं 4 dresses खरीद लूँ. Will you all the way travel from Juhu to Nariman Point just to change your dress? Or you can't carry a change here, right? You don't want an extra carry bag in your hand which has got your clothes and they wrinkle up. So I feel it's really fine, because if people believe in the quality, if people believe in the concept, they will be okay to put in that much money. And I am surely not catering to mass. Never say never, so I'm not saying I will never. But for now, my vision is to change that or break that cycle of fast fashion. So I'm trying to tell women that it's okay to slow down. It's okay if you don't go shopping every week. I have been there, done that. Moving back from Italy, I had 7 bags full of clothes, and my father was like, "Beta, wahan reh ja, मैं तेरे excess baggage के पैसे तो नहीं दे रहा हूँ." So I eventually had to leave all my bags, back in Italy. And I just want to break that cycle, and it's okay. It's not so expensive, but the right pricing maybe.
Lovely. So I think where the change, I think it's pun intended, where the change is something you should look into as a tagline maybe.
Absolutely. I'm going to remember that.
Okay, yeah. Vistiti. So yeah, your story has been, it may have been a trigger to a lot of people as well. But now when you look back, how do you look at the same instances that have taken place in your life as compared to when you were at your lowest? What has been the change in perception? And how has that really, really shaped you as a person?
I think when I think of all my struggles, I just see them as plot twists and not a dead end. And मुझको हमेशा से I have always been a very, very strong-headed girl, a very somebody who's hell bent on doing things, और अगर मुझे कुछ करना है तो मुझे कोई नहीं रोक सकता फिर वो करने से. I will achieve it. एंड हमेशा से मेरा एक सबसे बड़ा ऑब्जेक्टिव जो था, आई हैव ऑलवेज हैड वन वेरी बिग ऑब्जेक्टिव व्हेन आई स्पेशली सॉ दैट देयर इज एक्चुअली नोबडी टू सपोर्ट मी, support my ideas, support my talent. I always say, tell this to people that I'm not a product of talent, I'm a product of tenacity. तो मुझे हमेशा से एक ऑब्जेक्टिव था कि ऐसा मुझे काम करना है या इतनी ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी है कि विस्तृति को कभी किसी सरनेम की ज़रूरत ना पड़े. सो वो ऑब्जेक्टिव मेरा तब से विजन 10 साल 15 साल पहले भी वही था और आज भी वही है. एंड व्हेन आई लुक बैक एंड आई थिंक ऑफ वट एवर आई हैव गॉन थ्रू, आई एम जस्ट वेरी थैंकफुल बिकॉज टेडेक्स में बोलने के लिए कोई स्टोरी तो होनी चाहिए ना. और सो आई थिंक वो स्टोरीज ही नहीं होती, वो एक्सपीरियंसेस ना होते तो आई वुडंट बी इवन सिटिंग हियर टुडे विद सो मेनी फिनोमिनल विमेन. आई थिंक आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू वट एवर हैज़ हैपेंड एंड वो वैसे ही होना चाहिए था जैसे हुआ, because that actually shaped me in the kind of person that I am today, and there is nothing that can break me today, so I think that's more important.
Wonderful. The next one is for our youngest entrepreneur here. So one of the things that she mentioned is she has a venture that is based out of Japan. Probably, and she's also mentioned it earlier in our conversations that she was not well versed with Japanese, which is a foreign language again. And she still managed to make a successful venture in a foreign land. So if we have people who may be aspiring to do something in a foreign land, what would be the few tips that you would sort of give them so that they can establish themselves?
A lot of in-depth study and research, first and foremost. There is the language, the culture, the business economics, and I was also into a new commodity at that time. So for me, it was being boxed by all the four sides. But that's what I love, So I was absolutely okay. I have learned Japanese a little bit, which could help me to do my business as such. And then there is my persona, which I do carry all the time. So the business has never been the hard part of it. The core of the business is business, irrespective of the language, the country, or whatever. So anything and everything is achievable. That's only what I want to tell to anybody. Learn, do a lot of research, study your things, what you need to. And even if you fail, there is nothing, as what one of us spoke, there is nothing called failure. It's just a learning lesson. And I have never made plans. One thing is for sure, only one final goal is there, but there has never been a step-to-step plan. Because I am not the planning kind of a person. I face the situation as and when it comes. जो आया उसको किस तरह से हैंडल करना है, I know how to get out of the situation, and I deal things accordingly.
Nice. So I think one of the things that she had mentioned even when she was speaking was adaptability. When you are too stuck in a plan, you sort of are not very flexible.
Very true.
You can't make room for any new change that will occur. And another thing is she loves a good challenge. That is something I've realized in my conversations with her. Coming to you, Sanika. So as we spoke, so I think there are 3 businesses here that I can see are very niche. You will not find these going together as business as such. So you have to really convince people a lot. And you're an artist. And as you rightly said, there is a notion that artists somewhere shouldn't be making money. If they're making money, then he or she is not a good artist. So your venture is actually commercially also very successful. How do you strike that balance between staying true to your art and achieving that sort of commercial success? And another thing is, if we have aspiring dance entrepreneurs here, what would be the 5 brutal truths you would tell them so that they are mentally prepared before they take on, this mantle? Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with the second question first, the brutal truths. The first one, as you rightly said, for a dancer to be at a certain position in their career, the training, the hours of practice, purchase of 1,000 things. So it is so much of a baggage, I would say, for a probably 5 to 10 minutes of a performance. But when we go to a client or when we claim for a certain amount expected in return of that performance, only the minutes of the performance are considered and not the efforts that we've put in for these many years. So as you rightly said, if the product is valued, if what you're delivering would be considered, only then would you be paid for the price that you've put in the efforts for, right? So that is one. You will never see there will be a never no balance between what you're paid and what you have done to get that kind of pay. Second, stability. If you want to be an artist, it's a fact that you cannot have a financially stable career, you know. Every time you will have to keep on doing things to make sure that you are achieving that amount of money at the end of that month, right? So that is one thing. Secondly, third thing, there are so many people who are wanting to be dancers, artists, right? And the competition is there in all the industries. But as you can see a graph of your work, of your progress in a corporate job, maybe with a fancy tagline, maybe with a increment in your paycheck, you are going to remain an artist for your whole life, right? Yeah, that's the only designation you're going to get. So that is one thing that you have to be very sure of. Other thing, it would be actually very wrong for me to say that, but it is, as it is said, beggars can't be choosers, right? In the same manner, for artists, it's a brutal fact that when you're starting with your career, now when people look at me as a dancer, more than dancing, even though it is dance, I love to create, right? But for me to reach to that level of having an option that I would rather choose to create instead of dance, it has taken me around 10 years, right? As you get so much options in other industries, here you have to pick up on things that you get on your way. If you want a financial stability, you have to choose teaching. You cannot say no to it. So that's how it works. And the last thing, how much ever you put in, and when you introduce yourself as a dancer, there will be one person in the room who would ask you, Beta, aur kya kar rahe ho? Are you doing this for your living? So these are 5 brutal facts. And as you said, the commercial balance, right? For me, being a Kathak dancer, putting up videos itself was a big task. After a point, I guess, me with my team, we became very okay with the fact that this is how things are going to work, and there will be people in the industry who might consider as less of Kathak dancers if we put up our work online. Slowly, we understood the algorithm of Instagram, of YouTube, and other social media platforms. We gathered an audience of 88,000 people on Instagram, 60,000 on in YouTube, and the conversions for our students, for people who started taking interest in Kathak, was seen through these platforms, right? So then, I feel that was the point where we realized that even if we are not doing a Kacha Badam reel to, go viral in a day, we are doing something so concrete that in the next coming 5 to 10 years, there will be people who will remember us, who will come, who will join us, and they will stay with us for years and not just today.
So I think a very wise investment. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Aditi.
Hi.
So I think a very simple question for you. You've mentioned this quite a lot, that you enjoy your job, right? You enjoy the fact that you've made that decision of moving from a typical corporate career to something that you love.
That's right.
So what is it that you love the most about your job?
Well, I love many things about it. I think one of the things that I love is I'm a people's person. And, I can proudly say, it took me a long time to reach here, but I have clients from literally all over the world. So especially in the pandemic, people started reaching out to me for readings from like different countries, like people I didn't even know who follow me on social media. So I feel like definitely the kind of people you meet, different cultures, even within Bombay, different industries, it's just really interesting to meet, different people. So I think that's one for sure. And I think mainly what I love is that you're helping people. So whether you're guiding them through tarot or you're helping them heal, it's like every second day I might get a message from a client saying, thank you so much. I feel so much better. Or, like God bless you. Like literally I feel like I'm waking up to blessings every other day, which were otherwise probably curses from my boss. Because it doesn't matter what you do right or what you do wrong. Anything that happens wrong in the universe is your problem for them. So, I think it's just connecting with people and being able to help them. I think that's what makes me really, really happy.
Okay, and if you could suggest a few tools for entrepreneurs, especially to sort of kickstart their manifestation journey, since I'm sure you help a lot of people.
Well, there are a lot of things you can do to kickstart your journey in something that you want to do. One is definitely, I mean, I don't know if maybe guys would be so much into this, but for women for sure, is doing a manifestation board. I mean, this may sound very lame to a lot of people, or it may sound fun, but literally, I have sat down and done this. Sit down and cut out from a magazine everything you want. It could be that Ferrari, it could be that holiday home in Italy, it could be whatever you want, and put it up in your room. And trust me, you know, what we see, what we believe, we manifest. So that's one thing for sure. And another thing are affirmations, really. Affirmations are positive statements that you say in the present for things you want in the future. So for example, if I want to be in a really happy marriage, I would say, I am very happily married and with my perfect partner. So, and you say this, and you actually say this 21 times a day for 21 days. It's been proven scientifically that there's a shift that happens in your brain. I learned this in a Louise Hay workshop that I did, and you actually start manifesting that. So that is definitely one more thing. And of course, I mean, for me, I'm a part of a spiritual practice, but I think any kind of prayers, mantras, just any positive energy around you, like whether you play it or whether you say it, will definitely help you achieve your goals. And you just have to know that never give up. Just keep pushing. You're going to get there.
Thank you so much. Hi, Aarti.
Hi again.
Yes. So, see, now this is going to be, again, a brutally honest feedback that we need from you. It is often believed, you know, once you decide what you want to do, the journey is going to be easy. You know, एक बार decide कर लिया ये मेरा goal है, तो सब हो जाता है. If you love what you do, every day is going to seem like, you know, fun and play date. So that's not the truth. That's my take. Yeah? Especially in the field that you work, it's quite demanding because it's, again, client-driven, demands a lot of things from you, time, energy, money. So what is your take on this particular thought process that once you decide what you want to do, once you love what you do, you're set for life? And
You know,
what are the
sorry.
challenges or struggles that you face daily, and how do you overcome them? Because struggles are not failures. So.
There's a saying that I go by often, which says, I never worked a day because it never felt like work. So if you love what you do, then you will love everything that comes along with it. Because you're enjoying the process of creating it, of not getting it right, of getting it right, of celebrating it, of ensuring how it has reached out to your clients and how it has benefited them or how it has made them happy. So I really love this line, and I think that gives your answer that if you're so much in enjoyment with what you're doing, you will never be bored of it. And success is not everything. It's not the destination, you know. It's a journey that sort of counts in. If you're enjoying that process, I think it all works out. Yes, you're right. I think event management per se has been one of the most, it's topping the lines with being the most stressful jobs. And yes, it's a part of the job, but also what is a part of the job is instant gratification that you get once you complete a project, because we are not in a typical factory scenario. You're producing the same stuff over and over again. The lovable fact is that your canvas is every time different, the locations are different, the venues are different. You're working with different people as clients, there are different objectives. And every time when you see that through at the end of it, jo gratification milti hai, jo satisfaction milti hai ki yes, this was a task, you did it, you came around it, people are happy and objectives are met. So yes, apart from the stress, it also comes in with a lot of joy. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, challenges is something, mere baएं हाथ का खेल hai, I do it.
Yeah, just like Fatima, you love a good challenge.
Yes, I do. Throw me anything.
Hi, Jinal.
Hi.
So I think, as I mentioned, you have a very interesting venture, right? If you could just give us a sneak peek into how your typical day looks like. And I've also read something of 1 billion fandom. So if you could, again...
Yes. So it is very interesting for sure. Like, we get to work with a lot of different, diverse artists, shows, movies, and as Aarti said, canvas is always new, and like you're working in a different zone always. Uh, Typically, our okay, so 1 billion fandom is something which I'll take first. So we are on a mission to fulfill 1 billion fandom. That is something which we aim and which we are planning to achieve in the next coming years, where every fan can actually live their fandom, and every artist can actually build their legacies which can stay on and beyond. So today probably there are artists whose t-shirts, if you see like Metallica or ACDC t-shirt, I have my brother who loves that, and like he asked somebody to come from who's coming from US and bring that for him. It is a legacy, like somebody from my previous generation who was wearing that and who like that inspired him to actually listen to him, and then now he's also following it. Similarly, there are multiple people, like while we were doing Arman Malik's merchandise, or where we are doing any little things, Netflix show merchandise, we are getting so much of gratification, instant gratification. People who love these shows, who love these characters, who love the music or their artwork, they really want to connect with that artist. And there is the one particular product which can actually fulfill that, and that void is something which we are fulfilling. So that's the actual vision for us to bring that connection between artists and their fans, and it can be a global vision. So today we are selling across India and 220 plus countries. We have fans from US or UK or Canada calls us or WhatsApps us, or DM us saying that there's some function, or there's one of my girlfriend's birthday it is, and she's a fan of this person. Why not you send it to us before this timeline? And all of these is possible because we all are driven by this particular concept of fandom.
Lovely. So you also customize based on.
No, not really.
Okay.
So we design the merchandise, or we create or curate the product very specific and tailor-made to the artist persona. So if you are like, just let me know whose fan are you?
Oh my God, that's. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, in fact, I told her you should get one done from me. Yes.
So yeah, so definitely. So we also have a brand fans, like so we if you know Love 15, Pooja Dhingra's Love 15. So that product, it's so much loved and people love that, and we do merchandise for her as well. So that's the part and the power of merchandise. And trust me, merchandise is something. Like today also, if you're going out of this particular event, you'll be holding this card and keeping it in your wardrobe, or maybe you will be keeping it with yourself for at least a month for sure, just to make sure that this is a memory which you have been holding. This is also a part of merchandise. So the merchandise concept is driven across the world, and in India, fan-based merchandise is just a beginning. People are still adapting to it, but of course, everyone in their lifestyle, they have already used it once, for sure.
Lovely. Wonderful. So these are questions from my end. I would love to know if our audience has certain specific questions for our speakers, or general questions, and somebody who would like to take them up from here. Yes, please. Yes, please. What's your name?
My name is Rashna Kapadi.
Okay.
I'm an architect by profession. And I must tell Nidhi, you are doing something creative. So just stick by it. Let the world announce and question. But anything creative and anything innovative is welcome. And your price tag, sweetheart, is not expensive. We blow a lot of money on clothes that don't fit us, or which we don't like, but we purchase them. So just stick by that gut. Ladies, I must tell you that I am so inspired with that one statement that when you are struggling, you're not failing. I myself, have been in a phase of the corporate world where you come across two sides of people. One that help you and, let you excel, and the other set who just wants to pull you down. And we all, I think, go through this phase where, we come across people who are pulling us down, and I think probably that starts hitting us. And then I saw this on Women's Day, Lily Singh's, TED Talk, where she said, build your own table, ladies. And I took that call. I put in my papers in January, and I said, no, this 31st of March, I'm going to change my life. And I'm happy I've met all of you ladies, because it inspires me to have my success story aligned again. And I've just, started with a new opportunity. So the fear of unknown is there, but looking at you ladies, I soon would like to be a part or share my story someday. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else would like to ask a question or share something?
Good evening to all. It's so very overwhelming, and the kind of energy you get listening to you all wonderful ladies. What journeys. I am a story. Each one of you, each one of us has a beautiful story. And I'm sure it just calls for a little shairi from my end. I just happen to pen down a bit. ये मुश्किलें, ये परेशानियाँ, ये मुश्किलें, ये परेशानियाँ, ये जद्दोजहद, ये दुश्वारियाँ, तू लाख नखरे दिखा ए ज़िंदगी, तुझसे मोहब्बत है तो है. To you all. Thank you.
Lovely. Can you please share your name?
Alka Rathod.
Thank you, Alka.
I am a founder and owner of a slimming center called Be You.
Lovely.
So, be you, everyone.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to ask a question? Okay. I would now, okay, you want to ask a question? Yeah, please.
So my question to all the lovely ladies is, what was the latest, proudest moment that you felt proud of yourself?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this mic on to each one of you, and please tell them.
My proudest moment I just mentioned was giving an autograph. That was like the best thing that's happened to me lately.
So for me, it would be, I got recently selected as Asia's top 100 power leaders in marketing and communications, which is also going to be listed on Forbes. So that's pretty much it.
The proudest moment for me would have, I've just joined Angel Express, an NGO, and I'm teaching children. So that's something which was always on my to-do list for a very long time.
I'll also join in. Today is my proudest moment. I would just pass it on to Santa.
Oh, you stole my answer. Yeah, to be sitting here in front of such strong women in itself is a big thing for me. Thank you.
So that, and I'll add to that. This is good. This is a bit funny, but so I was featured on Radio City. This was a couple of years ago, and the RJ who was asking me questions, she was asking me all these Bollywood questions, right? Iski shaadi kab hogi, this and that. And I was just like, God, I've never answered questions like this. So I remember her saying, Ranbir or Alia ki shaadi kab hogi. This is in 2019 or 2020. And I told her I don't see it happening anytime soon. And I have a recording of that. And she's like, is saal nahi hogi, they've already planned their venues, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's not going to happen this year. I don't see it happening for the next 2 years. And they just got married yesterday. So that's my very proud moment of my prediction coming true.
Very contrary to usual, COVID में जब काम बहुत कम था और rather था ही नहीं, and because our work entails to be physically on ground and being at venues and all that was not possible, gatherings were not possible, we started a fourth vertical in our company, which was digital events. And we started turning all the corporate conferences and events into online events. And we just did an attempt with the first event and it worked well. We didn't know the field so well. So we did trial and error and we also did some research and it has worked wonderfully well for us. Even now, there are phygital and digital events that go together and have replaced a lot of on-ground events, which eventually results in a lot of saving of the carbon footprint also. So that made us very proud because we didn't know the field at all. And of all the times, it was in COVID that we did this and we're very happy of that. Yeah.
Something about the COVID, of course. So, of course, when the COVID started, everyone was clueless. And of course, we are from the entertainment and, we are always pushing our product for people to buy it. And it's a lifestyle product, so we can't pursue the concept of to tell people to purchase our product, for sure. At that point in time, my brother and I started a mission called 1 Million Mask, which is very dear to us, where we have contributed almost about 7 lakh plus masks along with Give India. The mission was joined by Kartik Aaryan, Janvi Kapoor, Ananya Pandey, Devendra Fadnis, in fact, Niti Aayog and everyone. And that was the proudest moment for us as a Creative Ideas, as well as for me and my brother, my parent, and of course everyone, because it was the time when everyone needed a mask, and we really felt that, because initially when everyone was looking for that, okay, 3-ply mask or an N95 mask is something which you should wear, but people were not aware that you can wear the cloth mask as well, the cotton normal mask. And that was the time when we were creating that awareness in the, the remotest part of Maharashtra, to working with Sonu Sood, or to working with the Dharavi NGOs and giving them a mask, which is a cotton mask, which is our basic product, and we could just produce it as many as when we want. And such a legit people have supported us and helped us to, achieve that mission. So that was a really proud moment for us.
Now, this is a time where I would like to call upon our panelist one, and I will be calling out your name. And we have Bhargav and Ravi to say vote of thanks, accept our vote of gratitude. We would like to felicitate you to all the panelists. I would like to request Ashwini, our moderator, to come on stage. Thank you, Ashwini. You conducted it very well. Thank you so much. It was wonderful having you, Niti. So, I would like to request Bishriti Poddar to come on stage and Ravi to felicitate Bishriti. Bishriti, it's our honor to have you. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to call out Fatima Bhutwala. The charming, most energetic Fatima Bhutwala. Thank you, Fatima. Sanika Purohit, may I request you to come on stage? Sanika, I request you to call your team as well. We wish you all the very best. And we see your Kathak concerts happening all across globe. Lots of good luck to you. I would like to request Aarti Khurana to come on stage and accept our vote of thanks. Aarti Khurana. Thank you, Aarti. We need pure souls like you to send the healing. We all need it. Thank you. Next, I would like to request Aarti Matu to come on stage. Aarti, we see I am story happening at a very big level, the way you say. Thank you, Aarti. I would like to call Jeenal Ajmera on stage. Now I would request all our lovely panelists to come on stage and pose.